Welcome, everyone. This month, the sun entered the sign of Scorpio on October 23rd. In this Scorpio-Taurus polarity, we meet the dichotomy of the darkness and the light. Scorpio invites us to travel into our depths, into the underworld, to meet our shadow selves. If we traverse that journey with integrity and clarity, we emerge into the illuminating presence of our true essence. The bull's eye of Taurus literally lights up all our darkness and transforms it into sacred energy to be used for a higher purpose. The exact moment of the full moon is tomorrow at 1:24 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And a few moments before the full moon, we have a partial lunar eclipse at 1:14 p.m. So let's talk for a bit about the impact of this lunar eclipse. We know, first of all, because it's lunar, our emotional bodies will be triggered. We will be more sensitive to the energy around us and more easily triggered by other people and events. So it will be more important than ever to maintain our balance. A tool that I have found useful myself recently is to periodically during the day ask myself, where is my mind right now? Since everything is energy and vibration, we know that our evolutionary journey accelerates when we keep our vibration high. And I have also learned that unconditional love is a vibration. So when you notice your thoughts are negative or filled with fear, first of all, see if you can just allow that feeling to just be with it. Then I say to myself, for example, fear is present, not I'm afraid. I am so much more than my fear. And acknowledging it by saying it is present, we detach a bit from the emotional reaction. I don't want to identify with it. I just want to acknowledge it and allow it to be just what it is. I then place it in the cauldron of my loving heart. That is acceptance. So we aren't avoiding it or wishing it to go away or be something different. We're accepting it as part of what it means to be human. Then I try to turn my attention to something that will uplift me, raise my vibration to a higher level. In that way, I assist in the raising of my consciousness. So it's a good daily practice if you're interested in doing it. I've found it very helpful to keeping myself balanced. Janet Kane, who is an astrologer that I follow, has this to say about the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse will be about closures and endings. Taurus is a fixed sign, which means it doesn't like changes and holds out against endings. During this eclipse, the sun is in Scorpio opposite the moon. And Scorpio is also a fixed sign that resists change. An eclipse in Taurus and Scorpio urges you to break from someone or something that you no longer need. Taurus is about values. This is a good eclipse for letting go of attachments to stuff. And because the sun is in Scorpio, it will help you let go of attachments to people that no longer serve you. This eclipse is about finding a balance between material security and emotional fulfillment. On a lunar eclipse, something will end. A lunar eclipse is an opportunity to break habits or eliminate socially conditioned patterns of thoughts and behaviors that stand in the way of self-realization. She goes on to say, a lunar eclipse can make us more aware of our emotions and our unconscious motivations. This period of time can bring up old memories and feelings. Lunar eclipses can bring things to completion that you have been working on. The sun opposite the moon lights up the moon and brings previously unexamined areas of your life into awareness. Repressed energies emerge for confrontation and resolution. So pay attention to your dreams, as they could reveal feelings that have been repressed. End quote. Let's talk for a bit now about the Scorpio energies. Warrior am I, and from the battle I emerged triumphant, is the mantra that's used for the illumined Scorpio. We are asked to do battle with our lower selves, our ego, the unredeemed parts of ourselves that usually hang out in the underworld. Once these unfinished parts of ourselves are recognized, accepted, and held in the cauldron of a loving heart, transformation is possible. And this is the Scorpio journey. We are tested, we have trials, but we emerge triumphant. The Scorpio season has sometimes been labeled the season of dying because we are entering the winter months, where the old dies and goes into hibernation until the light of the sun returns in the spring to bring forth the new growth. And it is true that if we are to make this journey successfully, something within us must die to give way for whatever new is waiting to be born. Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth. I know this very well because I'm a Scorpio. Been many deaths and many rebirths in my lifetime. Scorpio is a fixed water sign, which provides a certain stability to the energy. But it can also keep us stuck if we aren't open to change. When this stuckness occurs in the emotional realm, we can freeze up emotionally. Nothing moves us when we're frozen. We just defend and cover up and repress our woundedness. But once we break through the resistance, energy is released that can bring more vitality to ourselves and new energy to our relationships. When the sun is in Scorpio, directly opposite the moon in Taurus, there is always a battle that takes place between the conscious emotional desires of Scorpio and the unconscious needs of Taurus for love and security. The challenge is to integrate these conflicting energies. With Scorpio energy floating around this month, we need to be more mindful of whatever tendencies we have to act out the lower octave of Scorpio, which is symbolized by the scorpion. We may be tempted to use our stingers this month if we feel wounded and in need of psychic protection. But if we are operating at a higher level, we will courageously face our pain and meet it with an open heart. The Scorpio warrior says, let the battle begin, let the blood flow, let the war between the two sides commence, and only end when the true victor emerges. Again, we repeat the Scorpio mantra, warrior am I, and from the battle I emerged triumphant. This is the battle between the soul and the personality. And the true winner is the disciple who emerges from the fray, bloody and torn, but whole and integrated. The medal that he or she carries is consciousness, which is the love that transcends duality, the love that heals and brings any and all oppositional forces into true unity. The primary duality inherent in our earthly life is between life in form and life in death. This is because life is unending and eternal. Death as an ultimate finality is an illusion, but death as part of the cycle of life is a reality. Taurus represents life in material form. It is essentially the urge to incarnate, to be in the flesh, to hold forth in form, and to hold on through its fixity no matter what. Scorpio speaks about the release from the forms of desire, known to us as death, and then on to a higher level, to regenerate desire so that incarnation on the material plane permits evolution and refinement to take place. Personality-centered people fear and resent death, whether this is the death of a favorite pet, person, or thing, or the death of a feeling, a thought, or an ambition. Scorpio opposes Taurus, and this tension between our urge for the materialization of energy and the nature of energy itself to cycle in and out of manifestation characterizes human life. There are three factors that distinguish the higher-natured Scorpio as he or she unfolds along the spiritual path. 1, the need to transform her attachment to the desires of the personality into the goals and purposes of the soul. This requires the spiritual training necessary so that the individual may become aware of the soul's intent. 2, to reveal through her actions, life values, and personal field of service that she is preparing herself for the even greater tests that come about as one walks the path. 3, to demonstrate her responsiveness and sensitivity to the soul's call to action and to be able to shape one's daily life accordingly. Life in Scorpio may not be the easiest, but it is certainly incredibly rewarding for those who can pass the trials and emerge victoriously from the battles. Remember that Scorpio is the 8th sign of the zodiac, so we leave behind the focus on our own personal life and enter the realm of the impersonal. In the ancient texts, Scorpio is known as the sign of the reversing impulse, for it is through Scorpio that the way of the disciple is revealed. And this is exemplified in the mythology by that great hero, Hercules. Every year, I like to repeat this mythical journey of Hercules because it so beautifully exemplifies the Scorpio journey. In this ancient legend, we have the story of this man-god who faces 12 challenges as he seeks to elevate his consciousness. These challenges correspond to the 12 signs of the zodiac and the obstacles that are presented to each of us as we travel around the astrological wheel each year. He is guided at each challenge by the great presiding one. In Scorpio, he is given the task of seeking out the Hydra, a fierce dragon that lies hidden in the dark swamps. The great presiding one gives him only these 3 statements to help him. We rise by kneeling. We conquer by surrendering. We gain by giving up. Hercules finds the dragon and does his best to slay him with his powerful sword. But the Hydra has 9 heads, and each time Hercules cuts one off, another one appears. Finally, in desperation, he remembers the words of his guide. He kneels in humbleness, recognizing that by himself he cannot conquer the dragon. This is similar to our own path. As a personality, we cannot assist in our evolution. We must recognize a higher power at work within us to guide us. He surrenders to a higher will. He must tap into his own higher wisdom. So just the wisdom of the personality is not going to resolve anything. He must give up his idea of how to conquer and overcome this obstacle. So once again, the personality wants it their way and doesn't necessarily want to listen to a higher wisdom. But as he recognizes his own inner wisdom, gives up his own agenda, and asks for help, he is guided to lift the Hydra up to the light. And there, to his surprise, the Hydra is transformed. This is the Scorpio journey, the journey of transformation. We are asked to look deeply at all of the negative aspects of our personality and lift them up to a higher frequency so they can more closely align with the vibration of the soul. We must kneel in humbleness at our unsuccessful attempts to deal with these personality problems with only the personality to help. Low vibration cannot heal low vibration. In surrendering to a higher will, we invoke a greater wisdom, a larger perspective. We surrender to the soul's agenda. When we give up all our striving and efforting and rest in the soul, we can transmute that effort into an aspiration where we just aspire to open and allow our own true nature to unfold. Our own true nature, divine beauty, joy, and strength will unfold in its own time at its own pace. In the meantime, we can just acknowledge what our true nature is and identify with that, thus raising our whole consciousness up into the light divine. Let us prepare now for our visualization. And let me remind everyone that it is not necessary for you to see or feel or sense the words that I say. Just allow your intention to be present to the words and then relax. The energy of the words will impact you as long as you are open and receptive. To begin our meditation today, please make sure you are seated comfortably with the spine relatively erect, and begin to gently focus on the breath, breathing slowly and rhythmically. Let the nervous system carry the message of relaxation to every organ, muscle, tendon, ligament, bones, skeletal system, and cells. And feel the body as it lets go and enters a deep state of relaxation. Now let us breathe into the emotional body, feeling the emotions become calm like a still lake. Then let us send our breath to the mind, asking for the busy mind to become quiescent and still. From this place of alignment, let us breathe into our heart the color of Scorpio, scarlet red. See this color as a mist that descends into the room and breathe it into your heart. Feel the heart as it receives this passionate, vibrant energy. Allow this feeling of aliveness to penetrate every cell of your body. Feel this energy as courage. Feel yourself become the Scorpio warrior. Warrior I am, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. This is a Scorpio journey. From all the tests and trials this energy presents to us, we will emerge victorious. Now, in your imagination, see yourself in a place of great beauty. Perhaps someplace you have actually been, or just someplace you can imagine. See yourself there as clearly as possible. Look around and notice your surroundings. This is a sacred place that is protected and safe and yours alone. Feel yourself settle into the beauty. Notice the aroma in the air. Is there the sweet smell of flowers or the crisp smell of autumn? Notice that the temperature is just right for you, so you are comfortable and at ease. Do you hear any sounds in this place? Now, feeling yourself fully there in this sacred space, look around until you see a path off in the distance. Start walking toward this path and follow it as it winds through a gentle forest. As you walk through this forest, notice the trees, the plants, the ground. You are entering a sacred grove. So take a moment to send gratitude to all the devas and nature spirits that live in this place. Eventually, you come to an opening that looks like a cave. Notice that this cave is large enough to allow you to walk into it easily. And once inside, you notice a stairway leading down into the center of the earth. The stairway is lit by candles attached to the walls, and you easily make your way down to the bottom, where you see a beautiful door. When you walk through the doorway, you see a room that is dimly lit, but you notice a chair in the middle that has been prepared just for you. You go and sit in this chair And feel your allies surround you. All those beings that work with you from the unseen worlds. They are here to assist you. Now close your eyes and go gently within. Reflect for a few minutes on what you perceive might be the darkness within you. Where are those places that keep you stuck in unhealthy ways? What is in the way of you expressing your authentic self in the world? Take a few moments of silence to ponder these questions. What do you perceive as the darkness within you? Where are those places that keep you stuck in unhealthy ways? And what is in the way of you expressing your authentic self in the world? Now, see if you can bring to mind one or two patterns or beliefs or behaviors that you sense might be ready to be transformed. State your willingness to release them and ask your allies to assist you in this letting go process. You might visualize them in your mind's eye being lifted up to the light of your soul. Send them upward with your humbleness, your surrender, and your love. You may or may not feel an actual release take place, but know that those dark places have been filled with the light of your intention, and the potential for a complete healing is now possible. When you are ready, send your gratitude to your allies and to the spirit of this sacred space. And begin your journey back to your special place of beauty. Notice when you arrive if everything looks brighter, more alive and vibrant. Know that something has been cleared away within you, allowing you now to feel more fully that scorpionic energy of the warrior. Before you open your eyes, I'd like us to join together in a brief visualization for the Middle East. So let us begin by feeling our hearts. And see if you can find within it a point of equilibrium. Let a silence settle into your mind, a calm spaciousness. We stand shoulder to shoulder as souls, as silent watchers, joining our hearts. Let our shared care become like a flame of the will to love, the will to love. Letting our minds come into resonance, holding together a mental, unified telepathic field, calm and steady. Including in our awareness now the many people around the world whose hearts are also with the people in the Middle East and who stand witness. Visualize ourselves standing together with them in a huge circle surrounding the area, a witnessing circle. Let us take a moment to just observe the area of Israel and Palestine and the neighboring countries, allowing ourselves to sense what is happening in this part of the earth. Standing steady as silent watchers, opening our awareness upwards now to on high, opening our hearts to the love, the help which we know is available in the higher world. We may imagine it as a golden healing energy, soothing, all embracing. Taking some time to fill ourselves with this energy. With heartfelt intent, let us invoke the help of the higher forces. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May people of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be, and help us to do our part. Visualize now the golden energy spread over the whole area of Israel, Palestine, and the neighboring countries, descending like a golden, soothing blanket. Standing as a peace-commanding presence, we strengthen the hands of the people of goodwill, especially of the decision makers, of the advisors, of the influencers, all those who care about all of those involved, who work behind the scenes to bring about peace. See a huge golden vortex, a pillar of golden light encompassing the whole area. See the golden unifying energy spread out to the entire Middle East and throughout the world. As an act of rooting this vibration into the earth, we sound the great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Om. 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 Namaste, dear friends.